What's up, world? It's your favorite Unc Billionaire, been back at it again. Welcome to Holy Stream. It's Real Talk Fridays. You know what I'm saying? Real Talk Fridays. So lock in, tune in, let Unc holler at you real quick. Did you subscribe to the YouTube channel yet? Yo, can you believe we almost at 300? Like, it is crazy. But if you haven't, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to the link in the bio, click on that subscription. Well, description, you know what I mean. Click the link. You know what to do. Just go to YouTube. Matter of fact, you ain't got to do that. Go to YouTube, type in Holy Stream, and the page should pull up. That's all you got to do. It's really that simple. But listen, man, you got 2 minutes. Got a real good topic we're going to talk about tonight, because you know the Real Talk Fridays, this is episode 14. That's what we talk about, real talk. You know, about a lot of different things. So tonight, we're going to talk about stewarding your time with relationships and marriage. It's going to be real dope, real fire. So make sure you lock in and tune in, man. Share this video. You got 2 minutes. You did. So vibe real quick. You know, this Real Talk Friday. You know, it's a little light something, a little chill. So yeah, 2 minutes. Let's get it. Oh, what is up? What is up, man? What is up? What is up? Welcome to Real Talk Fridays. It's your favorite Unc, man. We are back. We are back. We're back. We're back. We are back. So, if you missed last week, Real Talk Fridays, you need to go back and watch it. Like, episode was really good, man. But yo, we're on 14 episodes right now. 14 episodes. We're on 14 legit episodes too, by the way. So, Holy Spirit led, Holy Spirit felt. Whole nine. I want y'all to understand this too. Like, these videos and content As people call it content now, videos. I'm old school, I still call it videos. Some people say, oh, you got to put out your content. I'm like, where the videos at? This is really based upon just all authenticity about bringing God to the center mass of everything for our entire lives. It is about us seeing how God can be a factor in our lives. And I don't think a lot of us really understand that because we are caught up on just life as a whole. And sometimes life can really take your mind off of things and put you into a different perspective mentally. And so I think a lot of times too, when it comes to stewarding, you got to really get it. You got to really know what that means. And so stewarding is basically you taking responsibility for whatever it is. You could be stewarding your health, something as simple as stewarding your hygiene correctly, stewarding your children correctly, so it's just simple things like that. So just like, for example, let me do this real quick. So it means supervising or taking care of something. That's what stewardship means. So to supervise something or to take care of something. So it's really important that you realize that stewardship is one of the foundational things of this world. And where would we be? Where would we be if God didn't steward us correctly? He stewarded us correctly so well to where we live a life of free will and then we have grace all at the same time. I don't think we think about that. I don't think we really compartmentalize that at all. God gives us free will and grace at the same time. Back then, you had free will, but you only had mercy. That's the difference between Old Testament living and New Testament living, which we're living in New Testament ages. Well, we're living in the byproduct of the New Testament ages versus living in the byproduct of the Old Testament ages, which I think honestly is one of the dopest things ever if you really understand. But stewardship is important, man. It's supervising stuff. If we supervise our lives the way we supervise our jobs, I think we'll be alright. I think we will. If we supervised our finances, or steward our finances the way we supervise people at our jobs, the way we supervise us getting to work on time, we'll be alright. We'll be real good. But we don't steward things correctly. We do it really sometimes lazy. We don't do it with no effort. We do it just like it's a job. It's just what we do. For example, this is how you know when you're not stewarding something correctly. When you pray for something and God give it to you, right? And then when He give it to you, you treat it like as if you didn't even pray for it. That's how you know you're not stewarding it correctly. You treat it as if you didn't even pray for it. You ask God to give you a business, but you're treating it like it's a side hustle. You have a legitimate business opportunity and you treat it like it's a side hustle. And you expect to have business revenue from it. But the reason why you're getting a couple dollars here and there with it is because you're treating it like it's a side hustle. That's why you're not treating it like it's a business. But you want business results. It won't happen that way. Side hustles will never generate revenue like businesses. Because why? Because businesses run off of a system. Side hustles don't run off of a system. A side hustle is this. I have these eye drops. I purchased these eye drops for $10. I sell them for 15, right? I don't do no marketing behind them. I don't do anything. I just come to you like, yo, man, your eyes red. Your eyes itching. You need some eye drops? Well, listen, these are the best eye drops out right here. These are the best ones out right here. These are the best eye drops that money can buy you right here. These eye drops actually are expensive. They cost like $10 to $12. They really do because they work that well. However, this is what a side hustle look like. I go ahead, I sell this to you, I make the money. I bought it for 10, I sell it for 15. I make a $5 profit, right? So I take the $15 and I just keep it. And I spend it on whatever. Food, gas, whatever. That's the side hustle mentality. So in other words, I'm treating it just to make money, just to, pay bills or whatever. A business mentality is, if I bought this for 10 and I sold it for 15, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to the store and I'm going to buy another one. And I'm going to keep on re-upping. Keep on. So I go from a $5 profit to, and I sell another one, I get a $10 profit. Now I can buy, now I got $10, which in tune another 25, so I can buy 2 bottles now. So I can just sell, keep on doing it. And before you know it, I look up, I'm out of bottles because I kept rinsing and repeating the cycle. And now I'm sitting on like $75 because I took something like this, but I kept taking the money and I kept putting it back into it. And I kept buying more bottles. There was nothing wrong with the eye drops. There's nothing wrong with how I'm selling the eye drops. What is wrong is how I steward what God gives me. How I steward what I reap. I'm sowing the seed. When it's time for me to reap, I don't steward the reaping season correctly. And it's so funny because I want to hit on that, but that's not what we're going to talk about tonight. I think we'll talk about that next Friday. Like, if I knew how to steward if I knew how to steward the reaping season, I'd be okay. But we don't do that well. We don't steward the blessing well. We don't. Like, we treat the blessing like it's, well, thank God it's here. And some of us are very excited, obviously, so we go ahead and we move different with it. But overall, let's be honest. We do not treat our reaping season correctly. We don't treat it correctly at all. We don't. We have that prodigal son type of vibe when it comes to things that God give us. We take it, and then what do? We go and we blow it, and then we come back home like, all right, I spent all my money. I did what I was supposed to do. Well, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I spent all my money, so help me. But we don't steward our level of blessing correctly. And I want you to think about it. Think about the last time, like, you prayed for something and God gave it to you. And when God gave it to you, did you steward it correctly? And if you say you did, I want you to have evidence and proof of remnants of the things, of that thing that God gave you that you still have access to. So for example, God gave you a vehicle, right? Bless you with a new vehicle. If your car is dirty, I'm not saying outside weather, not an issue. But if you got crumbs all in your car, you got clothes all on your back, so you got stuff all in your car, ask yourself this question. Did you steward it correctly? Are you stewarding it correctly now? Because right now, there is someone right now that's walking that wants your dirty car that will keep that mug spotless. Keep it super clean. Because they understand the value of, I need that right now. So you got to ask yourself, they treat it as a need, that's why they keep it clean. You're treating it as a want, that's why you let it go. Because you don't see the value in it no more. Yeah, when you first got it, you didn't want nobody touching your car. You didn't even get it washed. You didn't even wash it yourself. You got it detailed. You took it to the place to get it detailed. Your steering wheel and your dashboard is shiny. Your wheels shined up. Some of you wash your car yourself, but most of you go through the car wash and, they do whatever. But after a few thousand miles, a couple of oil changes, flat tire, plug your tire here and there. You can't even afford to get a full set, so you get one tire at a time. You buy used tires. None of your tires on your car have the same brand name. They all different tires. But hey, As long as you got air in them, that's all that works, because tires are expensive. But ask yourself, when you first got the car, you wasn't even hitting the tracks fast. You was bumped. Now you driving on the curve with it. Your rims got scuff marks. Your tires got scuff marks because you just all on the curve. But when you first got it, you turned the wheel all slow. You had your seatbelt on. But when you got used to it, I don't need no seatbelt. You know, you just ride. I'm just going up the street. I don't need no seatbelt. You ride back and forth. That was the thing that you prayed for. But you're not stewarding it correctly, and you pray for it. That's what I'm talking about. So how does that coincide with the topic tonight? The topic tonight is stewarding your time with your relationship or your marriage. Stewarding your time. So time is the one thing you can't get back. I say this all the time. You know what's crazy about time? Time doesn't even have the ability to even respect you. Time doesn't respect you. You got to respect time, but time don't respect you. Time will leave you right now. Time, you will look, it's 8:58 Central Time. You will blink again, it'll be 9:15. Time doesn't care about you. It doesn't. Time will not slow down itself to make you feel better about whatever it is you need to do or whatever it is you putting off or whatever plans or situation you got going on right now. Time doesn't care. Time is the one thing that I realized for real. Time is the one thing that is equivalent to currency, but time works whether you use it or not. For example, money doesn't work unless you spend it. Even if you make it, it's not doing nothing. It's just sitting there. Money doesn't do anything until you put that money to work. Time, you ain't got to put time to work. Time works by itself. Time is self-sufficient. You don't need to micromanage it. You don't need to really, do whatever. You have to steward it though, because if not, it'll leave you and it'll start working for someone else. That's the way time works. I'm gonna tell you how that looks. For every moment, every situation that God gives you to increase your finances based on the time you spent, the time that you know that you're gonna get paid on regardless, but you don't maximize it, someone else right now is taking up that time in your life. Someone else taking up that time. They are. So in other words, when you're not being as effective, God is using someone else to be effective within that time. And you don't realize this, and that's why a lot of us, we lose our positions. We wonder, well, I've been putting in all this work, I've been working this long, how are they just gonna lay me off, fire me, whatever, company switch, whatever. Ask yourself this one question. If you can be honest, if we can go back and look at every single pay stub, I'm not saying some of you don't work hard, but I'm saying how efficient are you with your working? It's the same thing when it comes to time in a marriage and relationship. It is the one thing you can't get back. How efficient are you with your relationship? Is this your relationship status the whole time? You on your phone? Y'all both on your phones. Y'all at the restaurant. Y'all both on your phones. Y'all sitting across from each other. Y'all don't even communicate. Y'all don't even talk. And then when y'all do talk, it's like nails on the chalkboard. It's not even that thing. So having that mentality of I need to steward my time in my relationship. I need my time in my relationship, i.e. or my marriage, to be so efficient to where I know I can't get it back. So why not waste? Why should I sit here and do something that's keeping me from valuing it? Time is currency because you got to spend it. But once you spend it, you can't get it back. You can always get you some more money. You can always get you a better restaurant, a better shoe, a better car, a better house, a better real estate, a better land, a bigger portfolio. You can even get better skin. You can get a better body. You can get better teeth now. You can do anything you want. Better jewelry. You can get anything you want better than now. Even people. You got somebody right now, they look one way. There's always somebody that's going to always look better than you. I don't care how fine or bad or handsome, whatever you call yourself, beautiful, whatever you call yourself, there's always somebody in this world that look better than you. You just ain't never met them. But unfortunately, because of the type of country that we live in, we believe, and it's so sad, in this country, we believe we're the only country that exists. We believe that there's only certain races here on this country that don't exist nowhere else. Like, that is not true. You just never met them. You never met them. You only see what you can see within your social media based on your country. You do know that there's an Instagram in Europe, right? That you will never see because you're not in Europe. You do know that, right? You do know that there's a TikTok in Japan, right? The apps or based on the languages and based on your demographic, y'all just we don't see it. But they don't see our stuff either. So what goes on over there, they don't see it as much. Now, on other platforms like YouTube, maybe Facebook or whatever, you can see other things based on your search. But in your algorithm, in your zip code, why do you think when you sign up, what do they ask you? What's your first and last name? What's your zip code? Right? They want to know your phone number so that they can connect it to, so that they can pinpoint your location. That's why within your smartphone, it has, do you want this app to be tracked by your location? So that they can figure out where are you in this world. So the stuff you see here in the United States, there's a whole nother Facebook in Africa, in that continent that none of us would never even know about. They do stuff over there that we would never know about. From music videos to dancing to food to content, we will never see it because we're in a different country. So we think we are the only country here that exists. Now, mind you, do other countries take from this country and then they mimic it? Yeah, of course. But that's irrelevant. So you don't see it over there, though. So the things that you think you're the best at, I guarantee there's someone over there. You think you got better hair than someone else? You just ain't been to another country yet. You haven't traveled abroad. You haven't met a few other people. Some of you have. Some of you got buku stamps in your passport book. But most of us don't have that because we don't know. So you can't get time back. So where you spend time, it shows what you value. It always does. So if you want to spend time with the person that you're with, that's because you see value in them. You ain't going to spend time with somebody you don't like. You're always going to spend time with somebody that you love, you care, you appreciate. You always will. You spend time with your kids because you love your kids. But the moment you treat your time spent like it's a hobby, like it's just, well, it's just something you need to check off your list, you're done. You're done. You are literally not showing that person that you see value in them because you don't spend time with them. You don't spend time. I don't care if it's a relationship to build up on marriage or if it's just a relationship for friendship or if it's a brother-sister type relationship or even if it's a coworker or business partner type of relationship. It could be just platonic and that's it or whatever. It don't have to be romantic or monogamous, right? It can be just platonic, but however you choose to spend your time, it shows what you value. It shows what you value. And let me tell you something that I've learned. Relationships, especially with marriage, it requires intentional investments. And I'm talking about time. Your time has to be so intentional. But why? Because you can't get it back. It's so many people, man, unfortunately, dying. Like, people wake up and then die at 3 o'clock. Kids just getting off from school. Kids are being picked up by their parents and somebody lost their life at 3 o'clock today. They lost their life today. No one woke up and they set the alarm for 5, right? Went about their whole morning and then set another alarm and say, all right, man, at 2:55, I'm going to say my last goodbyes to my family before I leave. Nobody does that. No one has that mentality. No one says, this is going to be the last time I'm going to kiss my son and my daughter before I ever see them ever again. No one says that. No one has that thought process in their lives. So that's why, you have to be intentional, man, about everything concerning your time. Because if you're not intentional, I guarantee there's an enemy out there. There is a real devil out there in this world that will love to take your time away from you. I think, too, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because I believe, man, we want to blame God for everything. The reason why this happened, God, why this happened, you do know you got a real adversary out there. You got a real devil out there. Some of you seen demons on people before. That don't come from God. That's something completely different. So your time and how you spend with the people that you love is very important because you can't get it back. And you know what's crazy about all of this too is that we hold value for money real high, right? Why? Because money can buy you happiness. That's just my personal opinion. And people are going to disagree, and that's fine. Money can't buy you happiness. That's because you never had a lot of money. I guarantee you never had a lot of money. And what we do is we look at celebrities' lifestyles and we say, well, that celebrity had all that money, wasn't happy. You don't understand what they did to get that money. So that's different. We're not talking about how you get the money. But if you have the money, trust me, to get what you want, buy what you want, and it doesn't, and I'm not talking about vanity or materialistic things. I'm talking about the ability to just have it and you can say no because you just don't want it. It's not the fact that you can't get a Louis bag. It's the fact that I can get it, but I don't want it. It's not the fact that you can't buy the Fendi shoes. I don't care. Like, yeah, I can buy the Fendi shoes. I got a pair of Giuseppe's right there. But guess what? If the shoe's ugly, I don't want them. I don't care about the name. If the shoes are trash, I don't want the shoe. I do not want the shoe if the shoe trash. It's that simple. It has nothing to do with vanity. For me, it's all about style. It's all about colorway. It's all about how it look. It's all about how it fit on my foot. Yo, I wear a 13. If that shoe gonna look like a boot, I don't want that shoe on my foot. I don't want it on my foot. I do not want it. I want the shoe to look good based on what I'm going to put it with. I don't want to just get it because it has a name on it. That's weird. Like, what's the point of that? However, people would sit there and say, money can't buy you happiness. That's because you never had it. You never had the ability to say, I can have it all and I can do whatever. That's where I believe, in my humble opinion, that's where the real faith tests really come in. That's where the real love tests come in. That's where the real stewardship come in, is when you have the ability to say no to something that you can easily say yes to. That's when the real tests and trials really hit you. When it comes to you easily and abundantly and you have nothing, you don't have to work for it. It just comes to you. That's when the real true test of faith comes in. That's where your relationship with the Lord really gets tested, in my opinion. For real, is when you can have it all and you ain't even got a second guess. It can just come to you just like that. You can have any woman you want. You can have any man you want. In this season, companies are kicking down your door for you to come work with them. Every business you start turns a profit easily. Easily. Every time you go in a place, people come up to you. I don't know you, but I feel like I got to meet you. What's your name? Let's connect. The Lord wants to see how you steward your time with relationships concerning people in those arenas, because you'll be surprised of how much God will let the door be open, but the enemy has to be there too, because it's a spiritual law going on. So God will open up the door, but that don't mean the devil gonna leave. He right there to see. Oh, okay, yeah, let's see how well you steward this time, because time, again, doesn't care about you. Time doesn't have no rules on how it should be in your life or anyone else's life. We look at all these people on TV. We look at the rich, the wealthy, successful. Guess what? They live off the same 24 hours, the same 7-day-a-week calendar as we do. They are no different. They are no different. I saw this once. A guy said, there is no way a person going to sit there and say that they don't have time to talk to you. Right? Elon Musk is worth $1 trillion+, and he takes time out of his day to respond to people on Twitter. Or X they call it now. On Twitter, he replies back to people on Twitter. Personally, he goes live on Twitter. I've seen him go live before. And this dude worth $1 trillion, and here you are, you making $18 an hour, and you can't call nobody back. Come on now. Come on. You can't answer your phone. You are retired and you can't answer your phone. This dude, see, when you make that much money, that amount of money, you have a lot of responsibility. You are responsible for putting money on other people's tables as well. You're responsible for feeding other families. So don't tell me about you busy. Like I can't say busy. No, it's not that you're busy. It's that you don't value the time for that person. And unfortunately, people are not going to be honest and say that. They are not going to be honest and say, well, to be real with you, the reason why I don't want to talk, the reason why you always got to call me, I don't ever call you, is because I don't value you as much. Or I'm just leaving you on the side just in case. Like, I like you, but I don't really fool with you as much because, like, I really feel like, yeah. So wives, husbands, value your spouse. There's a real devil out here in these streets. It's a real devil out here in these streets. It really is. He don't care about you. He don't care about nothing you got going on. He don't care about how saved you are, how well you know scripture. He don't care about any of those things. He don't care. He operates in wickedness in high places. Ephesians tells you, like, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against principalities. That means that there are demons that take over a whole area, and everybody falls subject under what that demon says in that area. So if you go to this area and it's very poverty stricken, everybody's stealing and all of that, everybody breaking in the cars, there's always a lot of high crime areas. That's a principality over there. You go to this area, it's a high homosexuality spirit over there. There's a whole bunch of guys walking around wearing wigs, trying to look like women, and there's women trying to look like men in this particular area. That's a principality over there. You go into this principality and they only want a certain race over here in this area. So you try to drive back there just to even be inspired or just to see what's going on in that area, and the cops will pull you over because they say you don't belong here because you don't look like us. Principality over that area, racism over that area, prejudice over that area. You have all of these things, and that's what we really and truly wrestle against. That's what we really and truly wrestle against daily. So a few of us, we don't really understand the value of time because we don't look at the people that we say we want to spend the rest of our lives with as important enough to make time for them. Again, you can spend time like you spend money, but you can always get money back, but you can't get time back. If you don't remember anything I say tonight, this is real talk for y'all. Remember that. You can always get you some more money, but you can't get no more time back. Once you spend that minute, that hour, that second, no matter what it is you're doing, you can't get it back. You can't rewind it. You can't. You can't rewind it. You can't flip time either. You can't do nothing to make time go faster, and you can't do nothing to make time slow down. That's the crazy thing. You can always flip more money. You can always sell something to double your money up. You can always gamble your money and lose your money, but you can't do it with time. We all have to fall subject under something that we don't have no control under. But yet it's important to us in our lives. And yet it doesn't care about you at the same time. You have to care about it. If you don't care about it, it'll lose you and pass you by. It absolutely will. That's how valuable time really is. That's one of the phenomenons that nobody can really discover. So people say, well, time isn't real. It's just a figment of your imagination. It's not really real. And most folks say time isn't real because they say, well, I've broken out of the matrix. I know this and the third. Well, let me make it simple for you, okay? If you learn how to make money outside of the money that you currently make at your job, you will understand the value of time more. Here's the reason why. You make money not to spend it on stuff. You make money so you can get your time back. So the things that you do that cost you time, you can hire someone else to do it so you can be more focused on what you're doing now. Why do you think when you go into these big, nice, affluent neighborhoods, what do they have? They got landscapers, they have gardeners, they have maids, they have people that work the grounds for them, they have chefs, they have plumbers. Y'all just not riding in these bigger, affluent, more neighborhoods. Just go back there. Matter of fact, I challenge y'all tomorrow, wherever you live, look up area, just look up neighborhood with $1 million homes, and it'll give you the zip code, the street, and all of that. Just go drive back there. And what I want you to look at is this. Excuse me. I want you to look at how, when you drive back there, look at all of the landscaping companies. Look at all of the trucks and the trailers attached to it in those neighborhoods. Just look at it. Look at how people have plumbers there. They got roofing guys there. People are remodeling their homes every single day. You're just not around those people. People are getting their kitchens redone. They are adding elevators in their homes. They are adding on to their houses. They're even building houses in neighborhoods. But you don't see that. There are contractors all over the place. But you're not in those areas. You get the money so that you can buy your time back. Buying your time back means that the time that you usually spend to make the money is so that you can really enjoy it. Yeah, true enough, you're going to get what you want. You're going to buy the same shoes, multiple shoes out there for all you Jordan fans, right? You're going to buy a lot of fragrances, a lot of cologne, perfume. That's me. You're going to buy a lot of jewelry, a lot of watches, a lot of chains. You're gonna buy a lot of clothes. You probably collect hats. You probably collect cars. Whatever your niche is for what you like, for what you're passionate about. It's not even about that. That's an add-on. You do it so that you can have more time to focus on the day. For example, how many of you work for somebody right now? How many of you are employed? No matter what you do, let's just say you work at, let's just say you work for a grocery store. Let's just say Aldi, for example. No. Let's just say Walmart, for example. Walmart. Sam Walton started Walmart, right? I'm just giving you a basic format of how valuable time is, and I'm gonna bring this home real quick. He started Walmart, so when he started Walmart, he had to do everything by himself. Bag the groceries, buy the food to put in there so he can resell it. So he had to buy it at a price and then raise the price up to make profit, and then people will buy from that store, right? So in other words, he had to find a place where there was a problem and he had to be the solution. So he put a supermarket in a place where there weren't any supermarkets, where he can be the only one that can capitalize on the real estate in the area. You have to do it all by yourself when you first start off. Everyone does. I don't care if you sell sneakers. I don't care if you sell, if you got a t-shirt company. I don't care if you have a health and beauty product, whether you sell makeup, skincare, hair care, whatever it is. You have to do everything by yourself. You got to sell the product. You got to market it by yourself. You have to ship your own products. You got to bring all the stuff to UPS. You got to scan it, send it out. You have to do it all by yourself at first. Absolutely. And you got to scale it. Once you get to a point to where you paid off all your bills, you're debt free, whatever you got going on, and you're making just straight profit after a while, then that's when Sam Walton decide to do what? Hire a cashier. And after that, he hired a guy to pull in the buggies and the baskets. So it's like, well, I can hire people now because I'm bringing in so much traffic and there's so much stuff. So I'm buying more food, more product, right? People can't carry all them products in their hands, so they need something to do. Okay, I'm gonna buy carts for them to push. But all the carts are all done because people don't ever bring the carts back in the grocery store. So I need to hire somebody to do that. That right there freed him up to focus on more things. So for the position that you have right now, two things had to happen. The person that originally started years before you either started doing that job, and then they created a position and a name for it, and then they start hiring people under that name. Some of you right now, you're in a position that never existed, and the company created a position for you, and then they put you in that position. But they needed you in that position so that they can have your expertise to do that, so that they can take their mind off of it, give it to you, and then they can focus on something else. Because what you're doing is generating more money. They like, I need to generate more money. So not only I can pay you, but I can make money as well at the same time. That's just simple business 101. But most of us don't know that because we don't even do that with our spouses. You don't go on date night just to go. You go on date night. You go out on dates so that you can have quality time together because you can't get the time back. That's why. You can cook at your own house. You don't have to go ahead and see a movie. You can rent the movies on your TV now. The pandemic already done shut that down for everybody. I'm surprised movie theaters are still even open. Because movies now, you can just rent it. You can just type it in. And now with Fire Stick and coding, you can get them any movie you want. You good. You do not have to want to go to a movie theater. You can say, well, I just want the experience. You can have that same experience at your house. You don't have to spend $10 on popcorn. You can go ahead and get you a $5 box and get you some great quality popcorn and pop it yourself. You don't have to spend $15 on candy. You go to Dollar Tree and rack up for $5. Get you 5 bags of the same candy that they upcharging at a movie theater. You ain't got to worry about, I need to spend $4 or $5 on a Coke or a slush. You can go right up there to a gas station up the street from your house and get that same slushie for $1.75, $1.50 versus spending $3, $4, $5. You can have your own experience at your home, but it's not about that. You want to spend quality time, so you spend the money extra so that you don't have to worry about doing that stuff. Because it sounds good. Yeah, we can cook at home, but you know how long that's going to take? It's going to take you an hour, maybe 2 hours to cook. You got to clean up. You're going to have to prepare the place and all. You got to do all of that. That's great to do all of that. That means that you put thought into it. That means that you had a heart behind it. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying when it comes to stewarding the time, you go out and you go to the restaurants and you pay people to cook the food for you so you can eat it. So that way you can spend more time with them. And you can get out the house. You can dress nice. You can smell nice. You can go out and show your hair cut off. Your new shoes that you've been having in your closet for months that you don't ever get a chance to wear because you're always working. You're always working. Always. That's just a switch and change in mentality that you gotta have. So before building time with your spouse, you always gotta give your time to God. If you give your time to God, giving your time to your spouse won't ever feel like it's an issue. And it should never be an issue because you chose that spouse. And that spouse chose you. It should never be an issue. If it is an issue for you to spend time with your spouse, then you got the wrong one. Just being real with you. You got the wrong spouse. You don't need to be with them. You need to leave them and be with somebody else because that is not your ministry with that person. If you got to feel forced to spend time with somebody that you love, you don't love them. You don't love them. Or should I say you love them, but you just don't like them. That's really the reality of it all. You love them, but you do not like that person because you don't spend time with them. It's like, I want to, but it's, I really don't want to spend time. I just want to stay home. That's because you don't like them. And you're not being honest to say that's the truth of the matter behind it all. Because everybody look cute on social media. Everybody look good. Everybody look as good as they post. They look as sexy and as cute as they post. They look as goalish as they post. Everybody look like goals based on what they post. Everyone does. Everyone look like their life is going on because of what they post. But it's a whole lot of Milli Vanillis going on around here. A lot of y'all lip singing in real life. You're lip singing in real life. So, give your time to God. That is extremely important. You have to give your time to Him. If you know how to give your time to God, it'll never be an issue for you to give your time to the person that you love. It'll never be an issue. Never. Because you know what it's like to sacrifice. But you give your time to the Lord because you love Him, because you want to give your time with Him. But if you don't love that person, you have to give your time to Him. Nope. You're not going to give your time to Him. Again, you're going to tolerate them. You're not going to care. You're just going to tolerate them. That's all you're going to do. What if God treated you the way that you treat the person that you say you want to spend the rest of your life with? Okay, y'all not going to talk back to me. Y'all not going to say nothing in the chat. I understand. I get it. I understand. What if God treated you the same way that you treat the person that you say you want to spend the rest of your life with? What if God did the same thing? How would that work? Would it be fair? Would it be 100% fair? That God said, you know what? Because you had an attitude that you wanted, because you didn't feel like spending time with them, then I'm going to have an attitude as well. A car wreck you shall get into on your way back home. Because I just didn't feel like protecting you today. I didn't feel like taking the time that I control to make sure that you're safe. What if God did that to us? Like, would it be fair? We can't say it wouldn't be fair because you're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself. So if you love yourself that much, how come you're not loving your neighbor the same way? Or is it that you don't love yourself? And that's why you're treating that person the way that you treat them. You don't even want to spend time with yourself. So that's why you don't want to spend time with them. And if you don't spend time with yourself, for real, I know you don't spend time with God. I know you don't. And we have to change that. We have to change that, because if we spend our times with God more, then we can spend time with ourselves, which would be no problem for you to spend time with someone else. Because it's all about having a good, healthy, vertical relationship. That right there is going to help you build your foundation first. Have a healthy, vertical relationship with God. Everything else horizontal, relationship, marriage, that's all horizontal. Vertical, horizontal, what's that? That's a cross. I think a lot of times we spend so much horizontally, but we don't spend no time vertically. At all. It has to be a balance between the two. You got to spend time with the Lord for your vertical relationship, up and down, right, floor to ceiling, versus arm's length. You have to make that decision. You have to steward your time good. You have to manage it. You have to supervise it correctly. Because what happens is this, man, the enemy is a thief of time. He is a thief of time. Think about how much time he stole from Jesus when he was trying to tempt him after he was done fasting. How much time did he steal from Jesus for real? He stole a good bit, because it's quite a few verses after when the enemy came to tempt him. How much time did the enemy steal from you today? By just telling you, you're not going to have this, you're not going to have that, you're not going to experience this, you're not going to experience. How much time did he really steal from you? For every negative thought in your head, the enemy stole time from you. How much time did he steal from you today? How many minutes? How many hours he stole from you today? How much negativity was on your heart today? How much did he steal? And let me tell you something. Whatever he stole, you can't get that back at all. Them hours, them minutes of negativity, at any point, you say, man, I don't know. He stole it. That's a second gone. Or it's a tenth of a second gone. See, when you think about it that way, you will steward your time better. Because you're not looking at time as value. That's why you don't look at it like how I'm talking. Because you don't realize that there's a real devil out here, man. He don't care about your time. He want to take you out in this earth. So until I can find a way to kill you, here's what I'm going to do as your adversary. I'm going to get you to focus on horizontal only. And then the horizontal plane, it's always distractions. Distractions equal less time. The more I distract you, the more time you don't have to focus. If you focus, you're going to be what? More intentional. But if you're distracted, you ain't going to be intentional. About what? You got too much going on up here. Too much going on up here. So for every distraction, a minute, an hour, gone from your life. Instantly gone. Anytime you hear them, everything, one thing is another, time gone. Gone. Can't get it back. You can't get it back. He's there to steal it. If I can get you as your adversary to focus more horizontal than vertical, guess what? I'm good. And I'm gonna prove it to you. Name that time you was like, man, I gotta get up, I gotta go somewhere, but I'm gonna spend time with the Lord. Right? And you was praying, you was speaking in tongues, boy. You was decreeing, you was declaring, you was prophesying, you doing all of that. And while you was prophesying, you was doing all of that. Look what happened. Time was going by. But you know what's crazy? You didn't care about time because you were so in the spirit with the Lord. You was praying, you was feeling it. And when you looked at the clock, you thought you was there for a long time, wouldn't you? It felt like hours, but you was only there for like 20 to 30 minutes. It's almost as if God slowed down time for you. Or could it be that the only time is of real quality is when you spend it with the Lord? If you spend time with the Lord of quality, you will know how to spend time of quality with the person that you love. But if you don't spend time with the Lord, if your time is always on your phone scrolling, you will never value the time with the person that you love. If you scroll a lot as an adult, I know you don't spend a lot of time with your kids. At some point, you tell your kid, what do you want? Go sit down. Because you're so much in your phone, and that's a trick of the enemy. Because why? Because phones, that all fall horizontal. Everything fall horizontal. Your job fall on horizontal time. Your health. Unfortunately, the people you love, right? Your parents, your children, that's all horizontal. Your career, your goals, your vision, it all sits on a horizontal plane. Why? Because you have access to it easily. You can touch it, you can feel it. But vertical requires you to stop, be focused, and I mean really be still. And it forces you to not have anything else on your mind. See everything horizontal? You know what you can do when you're horizontal with your time? You can multitask. Shout out to all my multitaskers out there in the building that do 5 or 6 things at the exact same time. You like Baby D. You sell dope, do hair, you cook food, you do all that at the same household. You just like Baby D off of Friday, next Friday. You got all these multiple things going on, but at the same time, the more things you have going on, which means the more time you have taken away from you, which means there is less of God and more of you, when it's supposed to be more of God and less of you. Because you got a lot of this going on. You got all that going on. It's just more time going. What if I told you the more time leave, more of your time is equivalent to life? It's equivalent to life. It is equivalent to life. When your time is gone, that's it. And the enemy's there to do what? Figure out ways how all of the things that you have on this horizontal plane, which in all actuality, everything that's horizontal is supposed to hit vertical first, then it falls on the plane. But a lot of us don't do that. We just set it on this horizontal part of the cross and just let it sit there, and we don't take it to God at all. We just let it sit there. What if, right? Just what if? What if the one thing that's causing you to be distracted, what if it's the thing that you're designed to build wealth off of? What if it's the one thing you actually will find the cure for to actually have more time with? To figure out a way where people can get their time back based off the thing that takes your time. But you just never brought the vertical you just never brought the vertical to God at all. You never once considered Jesus in that issue. You're like, man, like I just keep getting distracted, like this app keep distracting me, just for example. Why don't you say, okay, Lord, this app is distracting me. Why is it distracting me? What is it about this app that's keeping me from being distracted? Because what the enemy wants you to be focused on, I'm distracted. And every time you say you're distracted, you know what he did? He's still in time. But when you do what I'm telling you to do right now is, wait a minute, Lord. I know I'm distracted, but why? What do I need to do so that this app is not distracting me? What do I need to do with this app? Well, and what most people are gonna say is, well, go on the fast, shut it off. Once the fast is over, the app is still there. What is it that's a band-aid sometimes. I don't want to go on the fast just so I'm not on it for a while. I want to go on the fast so I can come back with a plan. So I can come back with a strategy. So I know how to do something different. That's why I want to go on the fast. So I can get so close to the Lord that he gives me strategy. He gives me the ability to know how to think better, move better. And so I can have tools. So I can have things to give other people. Like, yo, when I went on this fast, it's because this thing was distracting me. This is how I was able to come back and never get distracted ever again. Ever. Anybody can go on the fast. But why though? You got to get closer to the Lord. I don't want you to just get healed from your fast. When you get off your fast, I want you to have a strategy of when you come back, how are you going to handle the healing? Are you going to steward the healing correctly? That's the biggest thing. Are you going to steward the thing that you want breakthrough from with this fast? That's the strategy you need. Like, how do I steward this time better with this thing that you've given me, Lord? That's the strategy I need. I need to know what to do. So 3 months later, I'm not relapsing, going back to the same stuff that I was distracted from before. Because it will and can happen. No one is that saved enough for it not to happen. You could be super disciplined and still get distracted. Discipline and distraction is 2 totally different words, and they have 2 totally different definitions. They are not the same. You can be distracted and not disciplined. And you could be super disciplined and you can get extremely distracted. Absolutely. It may not be long, but you still got distracted. But for every moment, the enemy, he's still in time. Every distraction, every worry, every doubt, every anxiety, every depression, time is just going, is leaving, is leaving, is leaving, is leaving, is leaving. If we really knew that time was valuable to where we can't get it back, we would treat it differently. But we don't. We don't. So don't expect covenant results without covenant priorities. Don't expect them, man. There needs to be some type of priority with the covenant with God that you made concerning time that you need to keep. Your results are not going to be from the covenant if you don't steward your priorities correctly. It's not. The time that you put in for your priorities of life, the things that you prioritize when it comes to relationships, marriage, or just people as a whole, especially when it comes to building your foundation, that's super important. We have to be prepared. We have to be locked in. Because like I said, the enemy don't care about y'all. He don't care about me. He don't care about you. He don't care about nothing going on concerning you. Nothing at all. The next thing, or should I say the biggest thing about stewarding your time when it comes to relationships and marriage is quality over quantity. I think I saw somebody earlier put that in the chat. Quality over quantity. It's super important, man. Super important. It's more than just being around somebody. It's like being intentional. It's like when you're around them, stare at them. Just look. Just appreciate the moment. You know how many couples or just family members went out and then they walked outside, family member just dropped dead right there, or somebody got hit by a car, or they kissed and hugged and like, I'll see you later, and then they leave and drive off and then that person get in a wreck and died. Happens all the time, man. Person get home and they slip and fall and hit their head, or a person has a heart attack, or it's happens a lot. Happens a lot. Life is so short. But it's really not short. Life is really not short. We say, oh man, he died at a young age. Yeah, I've said that too, but when you think about it, what's young to God? Because we still his children. What is young to a father? We're going to always be his children. But I forgot, you're an adult, so you think you're an adult to God, right? You think you are an adult. That's sorry, but you're not. I don't care how old or how grown you think you will always be a child to God, to Abba, to Yahweh. You will always be a kid to him. You're a 39-year-old kid to him. Yeah. You are childish to him in a lot of ways. But you're not childish to people that you know. But you're very childish to him. The fact that you don't pray consistently to your father means you don't talk to your father is very childish. Very, very childish. But because we have these rules now on the earth as adults that you shouldn't do this as an adult because that'll be childish, or that'll make... How childish are you with God when it comes to your time? You move very much like a toddler in the spirit realm concerning him. You only pray on Sundays. You only crack that Bible open on Sundays, and you don't even bring it to church with you because most of you use your phones. And the crazy thing about it, I know a lot of you don't even use the Bible app in your phone. You do know that you can highlight scriptures in those apps, right? I bet right now y'all don't have none of those scriptures highlighted in your phone. None of them. Because you move very childishly. You know why you move childish? Because you don't appreciate time. Because you prefer quantity over quality. That's why. That's why. 100%. You're not intentional. You think if I just show up is good enough. You're wasting time. You could have just gave somebody else a ride and dropped them off and went back home. Somebody wanted to go, but they couldn't go. Somebody wants to have a Bible, but they can't even afford a phone, so they don't even have a phone. Why don't you just give them your phone? Just do that. that will help. Maybe your time can be more focused on something else more valuable. But do all these things, plan date nights, plan trips, devotionals, like do these things. Because stewarding your time means that you're creating moments that matter. You want to have a Holy Spirit experience. However, you're not trying to create those moments for the Holy Spirit to give you that experience. You're not creating those moments. You're not creating those moments. I want Holy Spirit to fall down upon me. Do you have a relationship with Him? Do you talk to Him? Do you pray? You know, Holy Spirit is a part of the God here, right? Father, Son, Holy Spirit. He is by Himself. He is mentioned in the Bible multiple times. He's mentioned in Genesis. In the beginning, when God created heavens and earth, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, all the way through 3, it says, and the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the deep. He was there. In the beginning. You read Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. It says, God made man in His image and likeness. It says, let us make man in our. Shout out to Marcus Rogers for pointing this out. I thought that was dope. He said, our image. No, I'm sorry, not Marcus Rogers. I apologize. I don't know why I said that brother's name. But, I'm Apostle Stephen. I heard this last night. He said, in our image and likeness. The word our is capitalized. That means that if something is capitalized in the Bible, it is in reference to God. So, our meaning Holy Spirit was there. So you got to spend time with Him. You got to create that space. You got to create that space. You have to. Create that space and create that moment. Another thing, too, that is of currency. So we talk about stewarding your time, right? And I'm going to dive deep on this next Friday for real. Is time is currency, money is currency for sure, but communication is currency too. Anything that can cost you something to either gain or lose is currency. Time can either bring things into your life or it can push things out of your life. Money can get you things in your life, it can push things out of your life. Communication can either bring people in your life or it can push people out of your life. If you don't communicate effectively, people gonna leave. Bye. If you're very quarrelsome, you're very offensive, argumentative, you like to shut down, you don't like to talk, you have an attitude, all these things, you're going to push people away because you have broken the laws of currency concerning communication. Communication is currency. It is a huge currency. Huge currency. Words can either build up somebody or it can break somebody. Words can build up your life or it can break your life. A lot of you have the life that you have because you spoke the life that you have right now. I'm not saying you intentionally said, I want to be homeless, I want to be broke, I want to live paycheck to. No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the little things that you said on the way to where you are right now, which did what? Took time away. That's what the enemy wanted. Every negative thought costs you time. So anytime you say, man, I don't know if this is going to work, I don't know if that's going to work, the time stopped working for you and it started working for the devil. That gave him more time to go into the spirit realm to activate things that you said wasn't going to work. That's how it works. Newsflash for everyone out there in the world. Newsflash. Currency works like this. It's called give and take when it comes to the exchange of goods and services. I give you money, right? You take the money, right? You take my money and then I do what? Take your product and I use it. Here's what the enemy does. Every negative thought you give him, he takes away time. And for every piece of time he take that time and he start adding up in the spirit realm to figure out ways and doors where he can do it for you. Well, if I know that she took 5 minutes to deal with this, I wonder how much I can push the button. I wonder what I can do to take 10 minutes away from her. What about 45 minutes? What can I do in her life to take away 45 minutes? How do I figure out ways to take away more time from him to where he doesn't see the value in himself? Because I clearly took an hour from him. He stayed stuck on that thing for a whole freaking hour. So I need to figure out ways how I can get an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. See, he can do an hour. I know he can do 2 hours. Absolutely. And I'm going to go even deeper to say this. The less time you spend with God is enough time for the enemy to take away from you. Because if you're not spending time with the Lord, then enough time with the Lord, then that means that time is being ate up some kind of way. Some kind of way. It's being ate up. So words can build or break you. They can. So communication is currency. And just like communication, once you say words, guess what? Just like time, you can't take them back. Once you put that thing out there, see, the spirit realm don't care. Y'all, it's not the universe, it's the spirit realm, okay? It doesn't care if you're joking or if you're not joking. If you say, man, this is killing me right now. Kill means to take life. We say, oh, it's not that deep, not a big deal. Okay. And then when you think about it, why was those things held back? Because now God's like, wait a minute. You activated something in the spirit realm concerning something that's killing you. So the enemy like, uh-oh, we got the door open. So God's like, I had this plan based on what you prayed for to happen in this particular time, but because you spoke death, I got to hold it back a little bit longer. So this battle between the enemy petitioning for you, I got to stop that before I bring it. I got to stop it. Because if I let it happen, yeah, it'll happen. But the enemy going to come in just like how he did in the book of Matthew, talking about the parable of the sower. The seeds fell on the ground and the birds came and ate it up. That's exactly what's going to happen. The ones that fell by the wayside. The words that fall by the wayside that we say, the seeds from that, birds going to come and eat it up. Every time. Because you said, man, that's killing me, man. Man, I'm dead. I don't really. Okay. So you have to watch your words. The spirit realm does not joke around at all. It is not a game. You have to be intentional with your words. You have to be. We're human. I get it. God knows we're human. My repentance is daily of trying to figure out how I can be better with my words. And I'm going to tell you something. This is personal for me. This is real for me. I notice that when I am trying to affirm myself, to speak affirmations, that's when a lot of thoughts try to rush my brain. So that's when I say, oh, so I wonder what spirit this is. See, because one of the things you got to do with time, you got to study how the spirit realm moves with time. Let this be a challenge for you moving forward. I want you to study how things move around you in the atmosphere when it comes to time. I want you to start looking around, just noticing things. And what you can do is, because for some of you, you're so big on, I want my discernment to be better in this season. Perfectly fine. I'm all for that. Study how spirits move. If you study them, then your discernment will always be on point. I don't want you to know how to identify the spirit. I want you to know how to study it. See how it moves. See what makes it work. See what activates it. See what deactivates it. See what keeps it in and see what needs to be done to cast it out so it'll never come back ever again. Like, really start studying it. So I know if I'm getting hit a lot when I want to do affirmations, yes, that's when I should do them the most. Because I know that the enemy don't want me to speak it. Because what I'm doing, every time I get in the spirit realm and I speak to the Lord and I affirm the Lord on the things that I'm speaking so that he can bring to pass, time in the spirit realm slows down so that you can catch up to it. And I promise you, mark my words, you're going to feel it. You are going to feel it. You're going to feel it. For all of the people that are prophets that are listening to this, you know I'm not lying when I say this. It's one thing to prophesy a word, but it's one thing to prophesy and feel it at the same time. It hits completely different when you can feel what it is that you're speaking prophetically. It hits so different. It's like a knowing, like you know it's accurate. You know, it's not even a question. You know why? That means that the spirit realm have slowed down so you can catch up to it, and God is like, boom, you hitting it. So, and it's prophetic, meaning that it's a future thing that's going to happen, but the spirit realm slowed down and you caught up to it. Some things you're going to speak on, and it's going to be from a distance, which means it's future tense. Some things, a word of knowledge is right there. It's right there. We're not talking about the past, because psychics only operate in the past. They only operate in the past, and everything forward they don't see. They speak on it based on what they saw of the past. But when you're prophetic, you're going to speak literally within the time frame and then in the future. You're never going to go. You're never going to go behind. And if you're going to go behind, you got to be careful, because you got to figure out how does that edify the Holy Spirit in the present and even in the future. So when you speak it, you're going to feel it. You are going to feel it 100%. Why is that important? Because time to listen is just as valuable as time to speak. A lot of you speak a lot to God, but y'all don't listen to God at all. Y'all don't listen at all. Y'all talk your heads off though. Y'all, Lord, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need that. But yo, you're not even listening. If you want to know why God wake you up at 2, 3 in the morning, I'm gonna tell you why. It's because you talk a lot, and God's like, all right, I'm ready to talk. I gotta talk within these hours. You know why? Because that's when the spirit realm is active after midnight. After midnight, the spirit realm is active. It's heavy activity in the spirit realm. Heavy activity. That's why the most sin happens after midnight. Murders, drugs, prostitution, sex, abuse, you name it, always happens at nighttime. Always. Because the spirit realm is active. That's why the Lord wake you up at 2, 3 in the morning. Do you not know about witching hour? Do you not know what witches be doing at late at night? Y'all don't be knowing. The Lord like, I need you to get up. I'm ready to talk. I need to give you this revelation so that you can be prepared for what's coming down this pipeline concerning your bloodline, that only you can break it. You have to be listening. You have to be listening. You got to be slow to speak, quick to listen, slow to speak. Quick to hear, slow to speak. You got to be slow to speak. In this season, I really believe that the Lord is like, I need my children to listen more, because there's so much that's happening right now. But you're speaking, and you can speak as much as you want, perfectly fine. According to Scripture, it says, "Ask and it shall be given unto you." It doesn't say how many times you should ask. It doesn't give a prerequisite of you only can ask this many times per year. It says ask. It means you can ask as much as you want. Absolutely. But when you ask, just know, God can be like, all right, bet, I'm ready to talk and tell you about what you asked me about. And you can't get mad because, like, man, I can't sleep. It's like I'm always up. Well, then look who's talking. Who started this activation? You did. You opening up your big mouth. I decree and I declare, I'm going to be rich at this time. I'm going to be married. I'm going to have a wife. I'm going to have a husband. I'm going to have children. I'm going to have a nice house. I'm not. You go in. You go in. You're like, all right, cool. Oh, well, time to talk. Wake up. Wake up. Oh, I got to get up at 5. Get up. It's 2 a.m. You're like, oh my God, like I can't sleep. Like, what's going on? I can't sleep. Like, it's like I'm up, and every time I try to go to sleep, I get a little, and I'm up again. Because God's like, wake up. You spent the whole 30 minutes praying. You ain't prayed like that in 2 years. But for some reason, I urged you in the spirit to go in. That was an indication that I want you to steward your time with me more. I want more of you. More time with you. More time with you. Spend more time with the Lord, man. But in reference, as we were talking about, like, in reference to like relationships and marriages and, things of that nature. You have to understand, again, the way that you spend time with the Lord is how you spend time with your spouse. You have to. You got to do check-ins, emotional and spiritual check-ins. You got to do that. You have to do that for sure. Like, one of the parts about relationships and marriages that I've learned when it comes to stewarding the time is that one of the things that I literally picked up was that I think one of the reasons why God was upset with Adam and Eve in the beginning is because they didn't take care of the garden like how they were assigned to do. They didn't guard the garden enough. And time didn't matter until they ate from a tree that was designed to be there for them not to touch. Now, who's to say God would have literally said, I want y'all to finally eat from this tree. But I'm going to set it up to where I want you to have the knowledge from me to eat from this tree. So I'm going to set up to where when you eat it, you're going to learn so much, and I'm going to walk you through in the garden. Could it be that God wanted them to eat from the tree? It just wasn't now. Could it be that God wanted them to eat from the tree, but they ate from it because they just never asked to eat from it? They were tricked into eating it. They were tricked into eating from the tree. Who's to say God wasn't going to later on in the future say, hey, I want y'all to eat from this tree now. I want you all to eat from this tree. But here come the serpent, still in time, right? Stealing it. And which time didn't exist in, but if we can make it relatable, stole it. He stole time. And you know what's so jacked up about it? I'm talking about having, mental daily space check-ins, daily check-in with the person that you love, emotional check-in, spiritual check-in, so you can check on the pulse of the person that you love, your spouse. They didn't even get a chance to do that. In verse 2, in Genesis chapter 2, in verse 2, they were literally tempted by Satan, well, Eve was. And then in the next script, I think it's verse 5 or verse 6. In the next scripture, here comes sin. Ate from the tree. Then God came. And then the rest was history. They didn't even get a chance to date each other, because dating is not old. Dating is only 150 plus years old, if that. That's why there's dating. That's why dating is not in the Bible. That's why dating is not in the Bible. They never took care of the garden well enough. Could it be that that's your spouse, but because you slept with them, curse you shall eat from the ground for all the days of your life, Adam. Thorns and thistles you shall eat from them. From the dust you were created, from the dust you shall return. Because you slept with him, Eve, here's what's going to happen with you right now. Because you slept with him and you weren't supposed to, you stopped the order of time to happen for you, for that man to even make you his wife, and for you to be his wife, or for that man to be your husband, and for you to be his wife. Excuse me. Because you did that, you will now experience pain through childbearing. And I'm not talking about physical children bearing. I'm talking about every goal, everything that's supposed to be birthed on the inside of you, that you're supposed to have attached to your name, pain. So how does it look like in real life? Because you slept with him, every time you get close to doing a breakthrough, you're going to get stopped. Stagnation. Nothing's going to come from it. And now you're crying, you're upset, trying to break these curses and figure out why this isn't working for me, why this ain't working. It's like every time I get close and closer, I feel like I get knocked back 15 steps. Could it be because we as a race, as human beings, we did the exact same thing that Adam and Eve did? And now God is like, I gotta slow it down. I gotta do it this way, because if I continue to let you go on in this sin and think you're going to continue to reach this height that you are asking me for without the devil interfering in the spirit realm, and you want it at this particular time, not going to happen. Because he knows the time you're praying for. He didn't know before, but because you sinned, now he has access to the time. So now I got to slow it down. That's why the Bible says, don't give the devil a foothold. Because the moment he get it, that's it. That's it. So every time we create some sin, God has to slow it down. He got to slow it down. It's a protection thing. It suck. Because you know you was going to get it at this time. But because you slipped up, no matter what it was, you slipped up. God's like, I got to slow it down for you now, my boy. Slow it down. But the slip up is not for you to continue to keep doing it. Because I don't want your grace to run out on you concerning your life. Seriously. I don't want you to do that. I want you to really get to a point to where The way that you invest time in the people, the way that you invest time in things is the way it's a reflection of how you spend your time with Christ. That's the way I want you all to really look at this for real. So, what does it look like toward the end, right? I'm going to say this and then I'm done. Don't find time, make time. Don't try to find time. What I got to do is I got to figure out, no, make it. Stop it. Because you can't control it. You can't get it back ever. You can't get it back ever. You can't get it back. Stewardship means you're being intentional, you're being prayerful, and you're being consistent in how you invest your time as well. So I just, man, overall, please, like, understand that time is a huge currency. You can spend it, but you cannot make it back. Communication, currency. You can speak it, but you can't take it back. The words you put out there, you cannot take it back. And just know the spirit realm is literally listening. People want to call it the universe. Of course they do, because they want to worship something that was created. But the spirit realm doesn't need to be worshipped, because the spirit realm is only a byproduct of what God already did. A spirit realm is like a hub. It's like a safe. But the thing about the safe is God will give you access based upon how obedient you are, but based on how deep you go with Him. And the goal for the rest of this year and beyond for life is to max out. It's to get that deep into the Lord to where time itself will slow down for you to where you could be on the same level as the spirit realm. And I'm not talking about, oh, it's 10:04, so it's going to take longer to get to 10:05. No, I'm talking about in the spirit realm. You're going to sense it. The moment it slows down for you, you're going to sense it. Just like I said earlier for the prophets, it's a difference between you prophesying the word in the future and when you're prophesying something in the future and you feel it at the same time. Like you can feel it happen. You got intricate details. You can see it play for play. You can really see it. That means that you caught up so much in the spirit realm, like it slowed down for you. And you really, and God is like, this is happening, that is happening, that is happening, this is happening, that is happening. So much so to where you get the unction of, I can't even share everything because it's so much. I can't even, it's so much I'm seeing right now, I can't even open my mouth. Because I feel like if I say all of this, it's gonna be a lot. That's when you know you really tapped in. You really, really and truly tapped in. So, your horizontal, right, and your vertical, don't let the enemy steal your time. Every negative word that comes out of your mouth is going to cost you. It's going to cost you a minute, a second, a tenth of a second, an hour. And he's looking to see how much time are you going to spend on this. The more time you spend on what he brought to you, the less time you have with the Lord. The less time you have with the Lord. And last but not least, whatever you're praying for, the spirit realm doesn't joke around. Okay? When you pray for something, trust and believe. You got to trust. You got to feel it. You got to know that God is doing it. That he already did it. It's already done. It's done already. And you got to live like it's already done. But the moment you eat from that tree, not saying that God didn't want you to eat from the tree. Maybe he just didn't want you to eat from it in this season. But because they ate from the tree early, they didn't even get a chance to experience nothing. All the things that we experience today, like how we date each other, we go out, we talk, we want to get to know each other, blah, blah, blah. He didn't even get to experience none of that with Eve. None of it. In God's covenant, in the Garden of Eden, he had to do it in this world. That is so horrible. It's ghetto out here right now. Imagine how ghetto it was back then. Like, what? And they were the first to do everything. The first to do everything. No epidural, straight pregnancy. How did they even cut the umbilical cord? How? There was no, what? What you did? You sat on the ground and you pushed the baby out? How did you feel when you first saw blood for the first time? When you first saw your placenta? What was going through Adam's head? Like, what is that? Why is all this coming out of my wife? Is she gonna die? What? All of these things that we experience, that we got technology for. We have all of these machines to hook up to us and check our pulse. And what if her blood pressure dropped? She couldn't get a blood transfusion. She didn't. What? That's the part we are not taking into consideration. How God just slowed the time down. But because they sinned, they lost the time. And you notice this? God kicked them out of the garden immediately. He didn't even waste no time. All right, bye. Y'all out. And y'all should never return. No one has never touched the Garden of Eden ever since. That should really put that in your mind, how much God really values time. But because we live off of this, well, I'm not dead, I'm still alive, so I still got time. Yeah, in that moment when you made that statement, you can die in your sleep. Like, these things happen to people in this world. But we have to get better on how we steward our time. Especially when it comes to relationships and marriage. We have to get better. How we talk, how we make love, how we communicate, everything. It has to be done with the right heart and the right intention with your time. Because if not, it's gonna be quantity. It's gonna be treated like it's a chore. That's all it's gonna do. It's gonna be treated like a chore. Sorry, my laptop just died. Boom, there we go. It's gonna be treated like it's a chore. So we have to get better, man. We have to get better. We have to get better. So thank y'all for tuning in to Real Talk Fridays, man. I appreciate y'all. If you decide to give, giving information is where it's at. You know where it is. Check the description on this post as well. You can do Cash App, you can do Zelle, whatever you choose to do. This Monday, make sure you do lock in on this Monday, because this Monday we are going. Is this the notebook? I think this is the notebook. Is this it? Yep. This Monday, we're going to talk about Exodus. The exit strategy. How to exit from your past. Make sure y'all lock in this Monday at 8 o'clock. 8:30, excuse me. Make sure you lock in. Make sure that you lock in for this Monday. So, I thank you all for tuning in. Share this video. Send it to someone you like and you love. Give. Pray. Focus on time. Spend time with the Lord so that you can really come out with a strategy on how you can get free from the distraction that's keeping the time away from you, no matter what it is. So, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all next week, same time. Take care. God bless.